Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from TSS Top Shelf Studios Universidad. I'm joined by what will become a star one day. Folks, I'm certain of it. This man is very fucking funny and smart. He writes one-liners. He's hilarious.
Thank you.
And dude, he's just begun. Nate Malouf, thank you for being here, sir. Cheers to you.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.
This is your podcast premiere too, you just told me?
Yes, my podcast cherry.
I'm taking his cherry, folks.
Being popped, as it were. Never done it, but every time I have a funny conversation with somebody, I'm like, we should start a podcast.
That's how it starts, man.
And I think everybody, even if you've never done comedy, if you've never done anything funny in your life, go start a podcast. Tell your friends and family. They'll watch it and they'll love it. And if they don't, they're not your real friends and family. That's what I have to say.
Or they could give you some constructive feedback that might make you grow. Maybe
there's no such thing as constructive feedback. There's just hate.
Okay. It's a lane or another.
Yeah.
Either love me or hate me. Pick a side, folks.
Exactly.
Love it, dude. How long have you been doing comedy?
This is going to be, so it's December right now. It's about to be the new year. And I started the end of May, I want to say. So what is
almost up at a year then, in a couple more months.
Yeah, we're getting close there.
You break your 6 months then, about a month ago.
Yeah. And it's, I've done...
What drew you to it? How old are you?
24.
24, okay.
24. So I've done a lot of the artistic stuff.
Just look at your arms.
Yeah, I drew all of these, so I designed all of them. Done a lot of drawing throughout my life. I've been in a lot of bands, have made a lot of music, written a lot of stuff, and comedy is the only one where all of that sort of comes together, and I can do all of that in one place. Because I've done some posters for some people already. I've talked to some people about throwing together a comedy song,
Fuck yeah.
Get to do all the things that I enjoy in one place and find almost an instant audience, you have an audience already. So if your stuff is good, people will listen to it,
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Whereas you can't just go on the bus and start singing a song you wrote. People will think you're crazy.
That's true. So the venue and method of how you're getting at it is different than all the other things you've done in the past.
Yeah, being part of art galleries and stuff, it's there's only a certain demographic of people, and they're there to look at something. And if you're not doing a gallery where you're selling stuff, people expect they expect the art to move them in a way that they're simply not going to get moved by it, because that's, I don't know. You go to a gallery, and if it's something that you immediately don't resonate with, you're like, why is this here? This is where the highest pinnacle of art is supposed to be. But you don't really realize that there's a million different things that art could be.
So people are bringing a lot of preconceptions into a lot of things, but you don't find that in comedy as much?
No, I feel like I can break that down. It's some people go up at an open mic and they just it's like a dating bio to them. They're just talking about everything that makes them who they are, and they're not really telling jokes. Some people can turn that into jokes, and there's different ways of doing it, but getting up there and having just something to say that people laugh at and make them think a little bit, that's the only place I've been able to do that. And that's been true of being funny throughout my life, not just up on stage doing comedy, but in a classroom in high school, being able to tell jokes allowed me to not turn in homework because the teacher liked me. I still failed, but it was less of a problem.
That's interesting, because I came from a similar side of approaching comedy in the classroom, but I would try hard, get good grades, whatever, like do the learning and whatever, turn in the homework, whatever I need, the bullshit. But then I'd also say aloud to the class, the shitty joke that made a couple people think.
Yeah.
And the teacher be a little bit upset.
Yeah. And that's, I guess just continuing on being the sort of like a fool.
Yeah.
Is just fun.
Dude,
and it's
totally.
It's fun to be a fool among fools as well. I've met a lot of good people, you included. Like, I've met a lot of good folks doing comedy. I've met a lot of bad folks too, but
I mean, I'd be interested to dig into that, but I don't need to at this point. What separate, can you give us, like, without delineating individuals, but like things that put people in one bucket versus another? If
you get up there and you go, if you talk about how hard dating is, and it's not like an actual joke, I just don't think you're funny. I'm a bit of a, I'm like
you're a snob about it, or?
I guess I'm a bit of an elitist.
You've got a taste.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good way to put it.
And if it doesn't suit my tastes, I'm just very confused as to why some people go and do it, like, other than the need for attention.
Oh, I completely feel you on I'm confused and frustrated why you're here doing this.
And I'm not, like, upset. I don't think they're going to take anything from me. Like, people oftentimes don't understand that, like, if another artist is getting something, it doesn't remove you from the...
What a great point. Did you learn that previous to even starting stand-up?
I mean, I feel like that should just be common sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, Nate. Most people don't have common sense now.
That's fair.
Almost
that's
2025, man.
Doing art, being in bands and stuff like that, like, you talk to a lot of people, and, like, they have it... When I was in high school, I was in a lot of different bands, and, like, the people that wanted so badly to be famous or to be, like, iconic or to be known didn't really grasp the concept of, like, just because I remember specifically one of the people I was in this band with, they were upset about another band from our town
doing well. That always fascinates me.
And it's like, you don't, like, it's outrageous to me. And I think a lot of those same people that, like, get up there and, like, want that attention also get mad when other people get laughs.
Yeah, well, that's something that makes me furious, man. And I was thinking about it last night, to be honest with you. Me and Nick we're working a show, and it's a light crowd, late show. I'm not going to get into much specifics, but I was finding myself laughing, maybe more than usual, to be honest. And I was like, damn, I'm glad I'm still this is the third time I've seen this show or whatever. I'm glad I'm still finding fun in what I'm choosing to do as a part-time job on top of a full-time job in something that I love. Man, thank goodness I'm still having fun. I looked over and it's like, damn, Nick looks tired. And, like, I don't know how Nick's day was going and everything else, and I'm not putting anything on Nick, but it was a good reminder for me in that moment of, like, oh, damn, dude, it is all just perspective. And, like, and I see this a lot in open mics, and something that frustrated me when I was going to mics a lot when I had more time was like, oh, a lot of people here are like trying not to laugh at other people.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, no, that's funny. I liked you. It's like, no, dude, like, what are we doing? If you don't like laughing at the thing, why do you love the thing? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And I have this problem. I tend to, I'm pretty aloof. Funny, my last name is Malouf, and I'm an aloof person. I have a hard time socializing with people, so some people will take that immediately as that I don't like them.
Yeah, totally.
And that sort of...
Especially in the internet age, right? You didn't like interact with the comment, the post.
Yeah, or like,
hater.
You didn't... You weren't inside for the time I was up at the open mic or whatever, so you didn't actually see my set. You don't know if I did good. And it's like that, that's immediately taken as like an attack because
people tie their selves to their ideas and their ideas to their act and their way. Everything is tied to this.
We're a bunch of kids, like, in a room, basically. Yeah. Everybody wants the talking stick, and you wait your turn, and then you get it, and you have a really good time. And that's how it's very different. If I'm on a show with somebody, I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm enjoying the comedy. I'm laughing at what I think, not what what I naturally laugh at. I'm not going to force a laugh, and I'm not going to force one down either. But if you're just at a place where everybody's signed up and you have your little clique, you have your friends, you know your friends, you don't have to watch everybody at the open mic. It's not disrespectful to go outside and have a cigarette. It's not disrespectful to go to the bar and order a drink. You know,
it's disrespectful to God to go outside and smoke. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, smoke your cigarettes inside, folks.
God loves that.
Yeah, that's why the British people go to heaven.
Move that mic just like an inch further away from you. You'll sound better.
Oh, okay.
I promise.
I'm jumpy.
No, you're aloof.
It's just I could talk about it all day. Just
what's your spirit animal? Would you say is a fun side question?
Oh, like a slug.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you're quicker than a slug. Really, a slug, huh?
Slugs are. Oh,
they do. I'm sorry. Tear me down. I don't know enough about slugs.
No, they're not like quick animals, but man, they're like they got 27,000 teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about slugs.
Yeah. The foot. The underside of it is just like one big mouth, basically.
The undercarriage.
Yeah, and 27,000 teeth. That's the average amount of teeth that a slug has. Ridiculous.
That's pretty wild.
I mean, it's terrifying. If I told you, I was like, there's this creature covered in mucus that has 27,000 teeth. You'd be like, that's horrifying. Did like H.P. Lovecraft write that?
Right, totally.
You're like, no, that's just the old banana slug.
Good old University of what is it? Santa Cruz, the banana slugs, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Division 1 mascot, the banana slugs.
Strange. See, but it's a powerful creature.
I mean, I don't think that they do not get enough credit. That's for sure, Nate. I agree with you there.
No, I like spiders, though, too. Spiders, slugs, worms. I mean, all sorts of...
You like little creatures?
Those three specifically, I do tend to enjoy. But, I mean, if and I feel like that's such a weird question, though, asking somebody like what their spirit animal is.
It is a very weird question.
Well, but I mean, like, because there's one for, how people probably see you, for how you act in your circles and in society.
There's those like 4, what do they say? 4 relationship touches. It's like how you see yourself, how you see other people seeing you, how other people see you, and how other people see you see them.
Yeah. And it's like right. So like there's probably several different animals. I would love to be like a spider, or like a slug or a worm. Life would just be so simple, But I do also find myself relating a lot with the beasts of burden. So oxen, those animals.
How many kids nowadays even know what the beasts of burden? Do you think if you asked kids, they would be able to name what the beasts of burden are?
Well, I mean, that's in the past.
We've moved past that.
I'm an old soul. I use archaic language.
No, I'm with it, dude. I like that. I enjoy these old words that have been like. I recently learned 3 sheets to the wind. Have you heard this?
Well, it's when you just don't care.
No, I was like, what the hell is it? So apparently, the sheets. There was this. You'd think it'd be the sail, right? It's this like line that connected the sail to the boat and controlled the sail. And so when these like sailors got really drunk, these sheets would break into the wind, right? And the sails would go and the boat would fucking... And now I realize why drunk rich looks a lot different than poor rich coming across the water.
That's true. Well...
Drunk rich, 5, maybe 6 fucking sails. That puppy's gone, you're not getting her back. If you're poor rich, you're lucky to get a single stroke motor. There's no sail. Come on.
Drunk poor?
Drunk poor.
Poor rich?
Poor rich.
Poor, the rich versus poor. I think
you do some classist comedy, don't you? You like to poke at that as an issue.
Yeah, because I'm poor and I always probably will be throughout my life. Well, I know that I will never have a certain level of money because I just won't allow myself to have it.
You just spend it to stay below.
I mean, it's supposed to corrupt, I guess. Money's kind of bad for people.
I agree.
And if I ever do get popular or famous, I really wouldn't want that much money. I live fine being very poor. you know, being just without stuff that I want, but with the stuff that I need, and occasionally having the stuff that I want. And that I'm fine with that, you know. It's how it's always been. And I don't want that to change. And maybe that's because I'm autistic, you know, and I like routine. But I don't like rich people. I really dislike rich people. So I joke about a lot of that stuff.
Have you found any humor in rich people, or do you just dislike pure disdain? Have you interacted with them long enough to find humor in them?
I mean, I don't think the kind of rich people that I'm talking about, like you or I probably have never met. You know, when I say that, I don't mean like some
person doesn't know who I've met.
Well,
come on.
So like some family with like $1 million, you know, you're not really rich to me.
Right. No, it's still 1% in this country, and people forget that. I saw some polling data this week. This is a fun little sound, but like it was a survey between they surveyed people like what percentage of people in the United States are this question, and they asked a bunch of different questions, and then they showed what people answered versus what the real answer is, and it's like, oh my goodness, the skew of perspective in this country is so fucked up.
Yeah, everything's kind of fucked up right now. People are mad about a lot.
But I think they're mad because they think things exist that aren't actually there. Like they think 40% of people make over $1 million, whatever it is, whatever that figure is. But it's like 1%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think about like divorces. You know, that's a really skewed topic because a lot of people get divorced more than once. And it's those people that are like causing the divorce rate to look really high. But then like a lot of people do just stay married, you know. Some people get married 7 times, and that's going to fuck up the rates. If you get divorced after one, you know, you should be killed.
You come back for more, and you're like, the state's like, all right.
You just clearly can't make good decisions, you know. I'm done with you.
What's your solution to the homelessness? I like your public policy decisions. Let's dig into more issues.
So there are, I mean, I think it was like I can't really pull it up right now, but like 2020 or 2019, I believe, is when the study was done. There were a bit under, I think there's like 900,000 homeless people, like houseless citizens in the United States, and 13.6 million empty homes. So I guess, and so there is a deeper issue. So like I'm a leftist, you know, I'm a very left-leaning person.
White guy for Harris. That's what it looks like, folks. Sorry, it's a rerunning joke. Just let it happen. You can't have the tattoos that are that cool and be a white guy for Harris. Let's be honest.
I'm like a you know,
an anarchist for nothing.
Well, like go kill a cop, you know, kind of like that's
that's your, yeah, I gotcha.
But
it just has like as a metaphysical like phrasing to illustrate your point, not as like an actually
absolutely. And yeah,
just to clarify, just to make sure.
In a video game, go kill a cop in a video game.
What led you to this kind of a stance on did you personally experience things in your life that made you get this perspective? Was it events in particular?
I grew up really poor. I grew up I grew up without a father. I grew up really poor. And the place that I grew up in, like, it is, half of it was like government housing, you know, not Section 8, but, like subsidized housing for like immigrants. And literally the fucking cops would just roll around our neighborhood like our gated community, this fucking townhome center that I lived in, and just fuck with people that, like, you know, I personally, you know, even though I'm Lebanese Irish, so it's like I grew up too cultured, and I grew up with one of those cultures being kind of a brown culture that people disliked when I was growing up because of 9/11. But I'm white passing, so you know, I reap the benefits of the police not really fucking with me too hard. And I got to see that, you know, they would fuck with the kids that were brown in my neighborhood and not really with me. And I mean, just despite my own like anecdotal evidence, it's like the police state in America is not good for anybody except the very rich and like the fucking weird white people that aren't very rich but want to keep some people in power for whatever reason. Like a lot of the people that voted for Trump. I don't understand. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about you, and his claim is that he's like the average American man or something, and that that's how he got some bit of his demographic. And
well, I definitely agree, because you can see through the demographics of his voter base that like poor, uneducated people, the people that voted for Obama in 2012, voted for Trump this time. Like the demographics between those two like groups is like similar. So it's, yeah, they think that they're being represented by the candidate.
Yeah, and it's you think
they're being lied to.
Yeah, all of politics, they all suck. They're all going to get you killed. They don't.
Were you alive for 9/11 even?
I was old enough to fly a plane.
Amen, brother.
But I was only one, so obviously I'm going to crash it into a couple buildings.
Come on.
Yeah. I was one.
They never did find that baby in the Pentagon wreckage.
Yeah, I was 1 year old. And what's interesting is I just remember like being, when I was like sentient, asking so many questions, and then like learning about different heritages, and like being proud of being like, oh, Irish, that's cool, and like Lebanese, oh, that's cool. Except like I couldn't really talk about that.
Which side is which, by the way?
So my dad, he's like 100% Irish, and then on my mom's side is Lebanese, and then
makes
like
sense. You didn't stick around fucking Irish.
A little bit of fucking, I don't know, what would that be, like Dutch or something? But the cultures that I grew up with were Irish and Lebanese, so that's really what I identify with. But
okay. Do you have siblings?
No.
Okay.
Well,
so just you and your mom?
Like 4 half sisters that I've never met before out in Arizona.
Gotcha.
My dad left before I was born.
Wow.
Went like married a woman, had some settled down for a little bit, then went to jail, got out for a little bit, went back, and I don't think he's out until 2030 something.
What did he go in for the first time?
I think like sort of like petty white collar shit.
Oh, okay.
Like he raising money for children with cancer, and then just like stealing the money, selling people houses he didn't own was something that he did. I never really interacted with the guy, he could be dead right now. I wouldn't know.
But thankfully the state's watching him.
Yeah. Thank God. The Arizona taxpayer money is going right to Pops.
Like hitting that commissary hard.
He owed child support,
No way.
Like, yeah, it was crazy. He fucking knocked my mom up and left, and then owed child support. And I think, because he was in jail for all of the times that he legally owed child support to me. I think collectively, my mom and I got like $80 out of like all of the 12 years of like child support.
Fuck, dude.
That's wild, right?
It's crazy that the state doesn't redirect some money. Like,
he's in jail. He's not making anything.
No, but you know what I mean? Like the cost of keeping people in jail. Like if we made that, if we didn't have it be a 3-headed beast of a monster that's growing itself and whatnot, and through waste and whatnot, cut some of that money and make sure it comes back to the families of these people that you're ripping from these communities.
Well, it just it makes too much money. Prison makes too much money, so it'll never change. Even when laws get reformed, this is why I don't like the police state. Even when laws get reformed and things like that, there will always be a way that they will sneak in, like, here's how, if you pull this guy over and you want to take him to jail, here's what you do. I guarantee you that it's
always backdoor stuff, always.
And if somebody wants to come up to me and tell me like, oh, well, that's just bad cops. It's like, no, there's not really any good cops, because they get kicked off the force, or they're not the people that are on the beat doing the patrol. Like, there might be good people that want to go into the police force and change things, but it's like too evil of a monster that it's just going to take these people and spit them out.
I don't know. That'd be kind of like, okay, here's why I think I can redirect you to not saying it's all, or maybe. Let's just try. All right. As an example, McDonald's is kind of evil, I think. Like, yeah, good
absolutely.
food, cheap food. I got some last night when I got off my shift because it was the only thing open. All right. I don't like McDonald's. I've got a problem with it, right? As a business corporation. But dude, for me to like think that the guy handing me the bag last night at 12:35 is like part of that evil thing that's unstoppable because it's so scalably big and has so much economies of scale behind its power over my life. I know. Yeah. I get it. McDonald's doesn't have the same type of like life-changing power over me, but we could say it does, in that it might give me heart disease. It might kill me quicker than than a police would.
But what I'm saying is that the gentleman that's handing you the burger isn't deciding if he's flipping the switch on if it's going to be a healthy or unhealthy burger. He doesn't. So
the discretion, the individual discretion, and the power of the individual discretion is where we think that the issue truly lies.
How do you allow?
I think you're right with that. That makes sense to me.
How do you allow like somebody who, if I myself,
yeah, but isn't the individual? So say I'm just a guy that needs a job out of college, right? I join a police force because I'm going to get a stable job so I can support my pregnant wife, whatever. Okay. And then I get into one of these bad departments because they're all bad. And then I'm like out on the beat and I'm just trying to do my job, but I've been told by my bad department to execute on these things. And I'm just worried about, making my money and keeping my paycheck. So I bring you in and I book you in some trumped up bullshit and not do the way it should be justice.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems like it would be wrong for me to hold over the guy doing that with the wife at home, that he's the problem.
Well, can I ask a very
please. I just like the thought experiment part of this.
And like a very, and I want to get very non-hypothetical with you.
Okay.
Because this plays with the lives of a lot of people in America, mostly like minorities,
totally,
which like neither of us really are. So like I'm purely talking about
if we ran for Congress, we would be, but come on.
I'll check the native box.
Right.
No.
More than Warren.
Basically, like, to get very non-hypothetical, if you are in that position and like you have the whatever, like, let's start at the very beginning. You go to get this job and you're seeing it firstly as a job. That's a problem to me because it's like this.
That's fair. Shouldn't
be a job to people. Like, this should be people that like they dedicate their life to this, like monks, Okay. And sure, that's asking a lot, but it's like, I don't care how afraid a police officer is when he's out on the beat. He is doing that like consciously. That's what he picked as his path in life. But
if you do make it a monk thing, won't less people do it like that then?
Won't
hold both those things together?
The people that just get in for the quick rush of power stop doing it? Absolutely.
That seems like a good solution then.
But like, to further go on the thought experiment, like, if you do sign up for that job, you don't see any issues wrong with just like seeing it as a job, whatever, you get it. And there's only like 6 months, a year of training or whatever.
That's crazy, right? 12-week program, 16-week program.
Like, think about yourself being in that situation. How do you feel as somebody who's of a little higher intelligence than probably a lot of the people on the police force?
Sure.
How do you feel about that training session being so short?
I'd be pissed, dude.
It's ridiculous.
I
wouldn't feel ready to go out into the world. Well, I would, if I had never picked up a gun before, I would be like afraid if somebody, like, huge black guy was coming at me and like, exactly. I was trained to know that if he's got a basketball shorts, if he's got a loose waistband, then he probably has a gun. And if he, he's like reaching for, it's like, there's so much.
And then we get in these double scared situations. I totally agree. Where now the cop's scared and the person's scared. And both parties are not even able to try to reach any type of reasonable outcome.
And I guess my point is that whoever the cop is shouldn't be scared. And I know that that's like almost like an inhuman thing to ask of somebody, but like, if you're ready to like protect and serve in the way that like a police force actually should, because otherwise, if you really start thinking about what a police force does, it's so fucking scary.
I agree with that.
And if you're not like ready to put your life on the line to defend the citizens that you chose to defend, and not just pick and choose people based on their skin color, what they're wearing, their hair, their tattoos,
how much money they make,
exactly, like the part of town that they're in, the kind of car they're driving. You know, it's if you're like
you're
still
not the
making
arbiter of
things,
justice.
making things on those decisions, that's fucked up. That's
well, I think I completely agree that we've skipped a step down of like the police are now being the arbiters of justice. When the system was established, the police were supposed to be, you know, a go-between between the civilians and the arbiter of justice, and then the civilians had a check on the arbiter of justice, and that they were voting judges out. They could have, you know, voted representatives that would pass laws that judges would enforce, right? And then that got corrupted by big federal agencies and stuff. We had
lobbyists.
Well, not even lobbyists yet. Our own federal agencies first. Before corporate money got there, the FBI and CIA were running tricks internationally for years. They were bringing in drugs and putting them in bad neighborhoods and then booking people on crimes that they changed the laws around so they'd go to jail for longer.
Oh, I mean, even I think about like redlining, just like one of the earliest examples of racism towards the free Black American. Like, it's ridiculous. That's the ridiculous thing to me when I get to talking about stuff like that, is there are people who think that once Lincoln abolished slavery, it was like fucking peachy keen for anybody that wasn't.
Think that though? Like, that's crazy.
There are people that exist with that thought process in mind, and
because I've met people that are, you know, on the other, you know, further right side of things in their perspective, but I don't even think those people would think that.
I have interacted with I assume is the lowest class of person who is just like who doesn't recognize that people that like are. And so the people currently that I'm talking about, my ex-girlfriend's extended family, years and years ago, I was 19, so like fucking almost 6 years ago. And we're sitting there like at a dinner, and you know, maybe I shouldn't make this statement because I didn't ask. I'm like, do you think it got better immediately after Lincoln freed the slaves? But yeah, I just mean these are people that I almost got into a verbal altercation with, but I backed myself down because I wanted to look good in front of the family. But just who don't believe in like any sort of like privilege or any like sort of outstanding benefit you get from simply the color of your skin, or just like you having like wealth enough to get your children into college or own a home. And even 6 years ago, owning a home, very difficult thing. Paying for college, very difficult thing. Not realizing that that's like something that comes from what, you know, like our country was built on like slavery and stuff like that, and the downfalls of just the people of color. I mean, like anything that is I feel so stupid because I'm forgetting the word right now that I need to remember.
Consumer good?
No,
it was a guess, folks. It was not a good guess.
Your family wealth, like your generational wealth. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
No, it's all good. You need Alpha Brain. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have sponsors.
Generational wealth is, if you have that in America, it comes from evil, basically, like some type of evil. Like even if you are like generationally wealthy and you're like a person of color, like it all stems from like bad shit happening. And that's kind of another reason that I dislike rich people.
There's a very small, I will challenge you just to be devil's advocate here. There's a small percentage of people that aren't that are generationally wealthy, that have, I don't know, let's say over $50 million in a family income or whatever, wealth, that made it from selling companies that they started, or made it from, logging companies, or like actually like hard shit, real shit, adding value to the world, making people's lives better. But they are infinitesimally small in their wealth compared to the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts and these derivative old money wealths that have been reinvested and compounded over time. So I totally see your point. There are some people in America that have made America better for people, or made people's lives better in some way through their businesses or in whatever. And that's not wholly evil, I don't think.
Well, but all of them, it's all still like, America is all still like, whatever they were building was like probably still, I don't know if it was a long time ago, it was probably still for white people, and it was probably still on land that wasn't
from the 1900s on. Let's just take that. Even then, we're right. We're still not getting it.
The Industrial Revolution, I think, is kind of a bad thing. Not to go all Ted Kaczynski on you, but like, even if somebody has generational wealth from like a concrete company, it's like, think of the generational damage that the concrete has done. Like I'm sort of I'll find the negative in anything, I promise.
Think of all the people, okay, just to be devil's advocate, think of all the people that have been able to get themselves to work safely on concrete because of that company. For decades after that company was maybe out of business even.
Yeah, but like why, but again, why do we need to work? Like, think of all the people that don't need to.
Because then we're like not a first world, that we're not the hegemonic power. We don't have the ease of being able to not work because another country takes us and makes us slaves. That's how the world actually works.
I know, but let's like, what,
see, I think
I don't want it to work that way. Yeah, that's just my personal,
right. But we're like so
idealist.
We're so like little removed from I pick up a rock, smash person's head with rock as like people, because of we're in America and born in America in this time. I think
if I may actually make
please, we have to we have to get these wings off. So wrap us here.
That's something that actually upsets me, and that you didn't do anything to upset me. I use that as a term of
no, please.
I guess like I'm hyperbolic right there, but
it's a hyperbolic show. You're in the right place.
When people make the assumption or like make jokes about our ancestors, like 30,000 years ago, 35,000 years ago, people who were also Homo sapiens, I think really don't understand, like, genetically just how just that they are the same as we are, that we haven't undergone like evolution beyond the start of Homo sapien. We are still Homo sapien. So the people that, when they talk about, oh, I picked up a rock and I smashed somebody in the head, it's like they still have the minds and thoughts and ideas that like you or I have.
Oh, 100%. But I think you can look through the history of Homo sapien to now and say it's just violence. It's just this Homo sapien does this against this other Homo sapien to gain power, to gain influence, to try to reproduce for whatever reason.
I feel like that really disenfranchises all the art and all of the music and all of the beauty and the love that the world has had, and all of what our civilization has done that's beautiful.
But most of that's all been provided because of the concrete being on the streets. Again, it's a foundational thing that allows for these other great things. So you have to have these like baseline desires of like people going after money to some extent. Otherwise, people don't get to make art because there's no one to like look at the art because we're taken by, another country.
Just because my favorite paintings and what I believe will always be the best era of paintings in human history is what was made by people from Poland, Ukraine, Russian Jews, German Jews after the Holocaust, doesn't mean that I still wouldn't prefer no Holocaust.
I think it's like a necessary part of art for there to be bad. Like art only comes out of bad. So if you're cheering for good art, you should cheer for chaos. You should cheer for bad things to happen. Like you only get cool people out of like bad lives. look at anyone that's cool in the world ever. They've only come out of bad circumstance.
I don't think people who are good artists are cheering for anything bad to happen.
No, I don't think they get a fucking control either. But like I'm saying, if you do get to cheer, if cheering doesn't matter. Let's remove the cheering from impact or influence. It doesn't have one. But like, shit, if you have to pick a side to cheer for or put your money on a fucking gambling table of the universe, that's the side that the artist should cheer for because it helps them get more cool art in the world. That's all. We got to eat some chicken, Nate.
All right.
We'll continue this fun. This is fun. I enjoy you. You're a thinker like I am. And I enjoy these like, critical, like real world things where we're not going to fucking have any impact or solutions here, but it's fun to talk about and think about.
Exactly.
And you're challenging me and I appreciate that. That's why I'm happy you're here. Have you listened to radio before in your life? Like the radio? The radio, they used to call it.
Back in 1926.
Yeah.
1962. No, yeah, dude, I loved the radio growing up because we couldn't afford CDs.
Well, we're going to kick us a break with our signature station identification. You're listening to 91.1. Oh shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. It's the After Hours Show. Thanks for being here, brother.
No worries.
We're fully fed.
Had some wings.
No producers, so the wings were good.
They were good. They were good wings.
What do you give them out of 10?
I give those wings 7 out of 7 worms right there. 7 out of 7 worms.
Let's go. Full worm, dude. Full worm.
I got a gift for you.
Dude, this guy's so kind.
I have a little gift for you.
Offering for the studio, gods. You're blessing our studio.
Yeah, hold that hand out. Hold that hand out. That's a loose Tylenol and a loose Tum.
Nice, dude. This is going to look great on the wall.
And I also got this for you.
I love the loose pill joke. It's great. Oh, it's an original, dude. The Big Shoe. That's me. I am the Big Shoe.
Everybody that's his nickname, if you guys don't know.
It's been deemed here today, the Big Shoe. They called me Shoob in high school.
I just thought you would enjoy that. That's a piece. He's got a big hat on.
Big hat, dude.
Smoking a cigarette.
Kind of ripped. Oh, he's glocked up, dude.
Yeah,
is that a hook? What is the other hand?
Oh, he's missing his other hand.
Missing it, dude.
Yeah.
He's got
a watch, and it's zoomed in on the watch. You can see what time it is.
See if you guys can get a good look at that. Maybe I'll try to zoom in there briefly. That is awesome. Thank you very much, Nate.
No worries.
Wow. What a big shoe on both sides. Holy shit, dude. His ankles must be going through it.
Well, I mean, it's he lives in a place where there's really...
Does his watch project out into space? So everybody knows what time he thinks it is?
He's a bit of a cool guy who his watch projects out into space.
Well, this can't be me then if he's a bit of a cool guy.
Well, I mean, so really any art is if it's a self-portrait of you, you can think that it is. You can go to the Mona Lisa and you can be like, I'm the prettiest girl at the party.
I am Mona.
I'm moaning Lisa. No,
I chime in with a haven't you ever moaned Lisa?
All right. And that's where the podcast will stop.
Yeah, and it's the end of it right there. I killed it.
No.
Thank you. I'm going to have to get a nice frame for that.
Yeah, I thought
the rest of this artwork.
We ate some wings. I gave you a drawing. I thought that would break up the tension. Last time I was talking about killing cops, and
metaphysically.
But I want to come back and I want to say
it's all peace and love in the after hours.
Well, now support your local police. It'd be really funny if I came back on with a black eye.
He's convinced me after this that we need to be giving more funding to the military.
Yeah. I do, however, though, I think people with the thin blue line stickers have a thin blue penis.
I feel like it's a good way to maybe get out of a ticket. It's one of those tricks of the trade.
Some people wake up knowing that their day is going to end with suicide by cop. They wake up and they're like, all right, I'm going out and I'm causing a scene and these cops are going to kill me. But that cop, he didn't know that his day was going to end with me sucking him off to get out of that parking ticket.
I mean, that must make his day compared to the
And then stealing his gun. And no, I'm just kidding, everybody. I just sucked him off.
He finished, though.
Yeah, no, he did. He did. Back the blue.
Things popped off. 7 worms. I'm still kind of reeling off the 7 worms rating.
7 worms out of 7 worms.
That's pretty wild.
That's as many worms as you can get.
I think that's quite... You know worms more than I do.
You can get 7... You could get 6.5 worms, but that's really still 7 worms.
If you know your worms. If I'm being honest with myself, Nate, if someone knows worms more than you, I don't know if I need to get close with that person.
No, I mean,
you might be my go-between, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you need like worm related.
You got any good worm trivia for the fans?
They secrete mucus all the time, always constantly. Secreting mucus constantly. And they move through life sucking up the evil out of the dirt, the heavy metals, and giving us back replenished soil that we can use to plant food. And they're also just little guys, you know.
And you can cut them up and they still stay alive. Is that true?
That's not necessarily true. If you cut a worm in half, it might die. But if you cut a piece of a worm off, it will probably be good.
So it's kind of like a $100 bill where it has to have 51% of it should be valid.
Whatever part of it, yeah, basically like whatever part of it has the brain, if it has enough body to stay alive, it will continue on. But the other part ain't gonna really turn into that much of a worm.
Sure.
You know,
it'll just become really more just of the soil process, you know, right?
There's a book. It's called How to Eat Fried Worms, which is really, it's like I'm kind of proposing a genocide on the worms, and that's not okay with me.
So I have a question. How do you feel about people that are like, we need to, stop being so bigoted in our perception of how we eat as people? Let's eat bugs.
I mean, so...
Isn't that just a weird ethical way to lay out like how you care about things that aren't people? To me, that just seems very. Not really. I think there's some humor in that to me.
A lot of bugs lack the same like central nervous system.
So that's what we're going off of.
Some of them can feel pain, and like I eat animals, so I'm not going to stop anybody from like switching to bugs or like I'm a vegetarian and I can still eat bugs.
Let me tell you, the last thing I want to do is stop anyone from doing anything. That's like silly
amount of land that it would take to like farm crickets or mealworms versus farming cattle and like feeding the same amount of people is
not worth it.
I mean, you don't have to eat bugs.
Not worth it.
If we have to switch to eating bugs, I'll take my fucking my state mandated estrogen shot
and the phthalates they give you by mail,
and I'll fucking do my forced feminization, and I'll
take your glyphosate.
I'll be a hot ass girl eating bugs, if it comes down to that. Just because I voted for Bernie Sanders,
they won't even be able to call it a bussy at that point because everyone's going.
No, yeah, because I don't know about that, but
come on.
You gotta eat bugs. You have to.
Does your hat say "fuck them all"?
It does.
My God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just realizing this almost 50 minutes in, but
it's in cursive, so it's hard to read.
The all was thrown off. I think earlier I thought it was.
It's an old hat, so I mean it's hard to see.
Can't teach an old hat new.
I keep looking at
threads.
I keep looking at this camera, and I'm like a ghostly figure. I'm so pale right now.
You do look a bit sickly. See, there's white, and then there's.
I'm like that.
1/16
I'm like
Cuban.
The Scream. All right.
Maybe that's the. Hang on, do it again, real slow. And we're looking at. That'll be the episode. We'll pull that screenshot there.
Good.
If I can be smart enough.
Everybody can see my fucked up bottom teeth. That's great. Couldn't afford braces as a kid.
No.
Yeah, so I would just like chew on staples.
That's a better solution, right?
Yeah. I hope they get in the grooves.
It's like a retainer that God gives you. Trial by fire retainer. It's a trial by fire retainer.
If God wanted stacks of paper to be all together and not, loose, he would have put the staplers in my hand.
Right. That's how he doesn't like corporatism.
Exactly.
Or he believes in using email.
I actually bureaucracy will throw me off of almost anything. Like, I was having fun one time at Lakeside, the amusement park. And
Can you describe Lakeside for maybe someone that's not from Colorado?
so,
Because you're good at descriptions.
all right.
Take us there.
You walk into your local, amusement park. You're strolling by. There's children of all ages. They're all screaming, and there's a lot of them because it's a very, very cheap amusement park. All of the rides have been owned 30 years before by other amusement parks, slutted out throughout the entire United States to, around New York, California.
They're well-used, well-traveled rides.
Oh, yeah. Those screws are loose. And
just for miles alone.
And you get on the ride, one of the most popular coasters that costs 7 tickets, which...
What?
Yeah, 7 tickets.
Inflation.
Which, let me be clear though. You can go to Lakeside. You can buy a bracelet for $25, and you can ride any ride. It's ridiculous. You go to Elitch's. You pay $25 for a chicken wing. For a damn turkey leg.
Say, huh?
You pay $25 for a guy not to fucking jerk you off in the bathroom. You're like, hey buddy, stop. And he's like, no, this is part of the experience. And I'm like, I'll tip you not to.
Bingo.
Because, he's got dirty hands from jerking.
Because he just guessed your weight and age.
He's like, oh, I guess your weight and age. Come on back to the jerk room. And it's like, well, I was standing on a scale and I told you had my ID. And, so it's like you really wasn't a guess.
Yeah. Real educated
Don't
guess.
feel like I'm winning a prize. I feel like you wanted to jerk me off.
Yeah. Just because my parents aren't here doesn't mean you can take advantage, sir.
Well, and I mean, I know I'm 46 and I'm at the carnival, but just because I'm at the carnival and I'm at the amusement park and I'm buying turkey legs and I'm getting jerked off by this guy.
You're
and
a patron, dude.
And I'm jerking people off without them asking. And just because I'm doing that doesn't mean you have to kick me out.
He's got a bracelet on.
7 tickets each of them is 50 cents.
Okay, so we're
imagine that
$3.50 for
$3.50 to ride this ride, and you go up. It's going crazy,
it's a wooden coaster. Right?
Oh, it's a wooden coaster, and you just feel like it's about to fall apart. I do at least
every bowl,
because I'm 400 pounds. So it's like probably shouldn't be riding it anyway. But oh wowee, it's an experience, but let me tell you,
they say it's supposed to shake, but it doesn't feel like it's supposed to shake that much.
That's a place that for a second was ruined by bureaucracy to me, because I wanted to get on the little train, right? And there was nobody waiting around, and I was there with my partner, and we wanted to get on the little train, and I was just standing there, and there's like there's like a bit of a line, and I wasn't directly in the line, and the lady, she was like, you got to stand in line. And I was like, I'm just like, we're waiting for people. We're all waiting for people for the train. I'm here for the train. I almost wanted to leave and not get on the little train, but I have a deep fascination with them, so I had to ride it, And some people maybe think
earlier, right?
Some people maybe think that this is like a train for kids, but no, it's not. It's like an adult will fit on the train. It goes around a lake.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool. Is this the Lakeside train?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's at Lakeside.
Aptly named.
Yeah, and guess how many tickets that one is?
10.
2.
Wow, that's cheap, dude.
Maybe. I think it's like 4.
Okay.
Either way,
inflation again.
$2, that's
you can't even get like half a subway.
You can't even get a real train ride for $2.
We shouldn't be able to, but
why would you not be able to? I feel like you should be able to.
Nah. To where? Like a short one? Maybe a short one.
I mean, I feel like we shouldn't live in a place designed for roads. I feel like we should live in walkable cities where you can bike to your favorite non-binary coffee shop and you can get an oat milk latte, and that's the world that I want to live in.
Unfortunately, for that to happen, there's going to have to be a lot of concrete, and we don't like concrete. Remember, Nate?
I don't like concrete. I don't want to live anywhere. Actually, I've always wanted to die.
This guy's perfect for Mars.
You've just been letting me go, so I've just been riffing.
This is what the show is. We're having fun.
I completely lied about the train story at the Lakeside. That never happened.
Yeah, there is no train at Lakeside.
There is a train, but that didn't happen.
So did the bureaucracy, did that something actually frustrate you?
No, bureaucracy in general just frustrates me. I was just trying to make a funny example.
Is there a recent example that you can think of? Fun bureaucracy being like, why are we doing this? And you being like, what the heck?
So, I mean, like, I guess you can call it something other than bureaucracy, but just the need to sign up for everything. Have you tried to go to like a convention recently?
Oh, dude, I try to convene almost.
You have to download an app. You have to sign up for that app. You have to go back to your email and then you clarify that this is the email that you sent, and it's like,
and then
this
text
is ridiculous.
You the number.
You
put in the number.
I bought the tickets. I just want to go to the My Little Pony convention. I want to go hang out with Rainbow Dash.
Look at you.
You're
growing the hair long because of your fanship.
Well, it's like eventually these will all be rainbow colored.
Exactly.
And I'm going to get facial reconstructive surgery to look like a horse.
Dude, I honestly feel like the doctor that's going to do it is going to be like, well, you have the face for it.
What does that mean?
I got like a workable face, There's something that you can, like, some people don't have, faces that you can transform into beautiful My Little Ponies. You do. You're gifted with that. If you wanted to take that path in your life, you could accomplish that. But at the same time, if you wanted to become a rock impersonator, I also think you've got a very buildable face for that. So don't let yourself be constrained. I'm not trying to put you in a box here, Nate.
I feel like I'm being put in a box right now.
No,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't think you need... Also, let me be frank with you. I'm Sean, but let me be frank for a minute.
Yeah, I thought your name was Sean, not Frank.
Come on, let me be frank for 1 second and step out of myself.
How about you be Sean with me?
All right, I'll be Sean with you. I think you're great and you don't need any reconstructive surgery of any kind.
Yeah, well, but you don't know how magical the power of friendship is.
Dude, I do. So. I actually do. Let me tell you, I'm going to call you on that one. Let me hard check you there. I do know how magical the power of friendship is. Don't you dare try to put me in that box, brother. There's nothing much more magical in this world, in this conscious existence, than friendship.
No, dude, friendship sucks.
Okay, why?
I don't know, dude. Yeah. People fail you. No, no man is an island. I believe that's what they say.
But that's an argument for friendship.
No, I know.
Okay.
And
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I do think that that is true, but what if like a lady is an archipelago?
Yeah, dude. Does that make like a trans person a peninsula?
I don't want to have this trans discourse right now.
Okay.
I'm just trying
to. What about is a Scottish person an isle?
I don't know. It wasn't a very good joke. It didn't really have legs.
I mean, hey, do tall people, are they? Does Chile have a name for that kind of like a long? There's no like special classification. That's kind of bullshit, right? Chile's like the only country on earth that's kind of like that.
Didn't you already say? Isn't that a peninsula?
I don't think it. I think it isn't anything because it's part of
just a long island.
Well, if you,
I don't really know geometry, so sure. I don't really know.
I never learned past sine. Let me tell you.
I don't really know.
They tried to cosine. I'm like, I'm not getting a cosiner for this.
All I really know is like taxonomy. Like a bug's a bug. A bird is a damn bird,
Yeah, absolutely. Not to go on a tangent, but do you like zoology?
I like cryptozoology.
Cryptozoology, what is that?
That's like the study of like Squatch. Freaking Mothman and stuff.
Okay, cool. Tell me a little bit more.
Freaking, so like, I used to do like a bunch of road trips. I'm so sorry, dude. My fucking heart is racing from these monsters.
Dude, take your time.
I gotta take a breath really quick.
Yeah, I just have like one like side, fun question. Like, if the Earth isn't flat, what shape is it?
Well,
sorry.
Some people believe that the Earth is round.
Round? No, dude. Most of those people are tripping. It's like more of like a spherical thing. It's elliptical.
But just like a circle, like a round. More like an oval, like an olive.
Yeah. It's elliptical.
It's
stretched out by polar magnetic forces.
Oblong.
Yeah, oblong. It's an oblong circle. If that's what I need to say to get you to there.
I used to. It's a circle.
It's an ellipses. Yeah.
I used to take a bunch of road trips with my grandparents. So like I have been all around the country, and I don't really like Sasquatch or whatever. Like doesn't I don't really know about the people who spend their life dedicated to researching fucking Sasquatch or whatever, but
dude, I'm gonna have to clip how you say that and put it on the board. That's the greatest pronunciation of that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Of what?
Sasquatch. No, the way you said it is way cooler and better. Don't change for me. That's amazing. I like you.
Okay.
Just keep it up.
Thank
I
you.
just want you on the board in that way. So I can go Sasquatch in your voice.
Cool.
We can go.
That's kind of sick.
And then hit you with the Sasquatch.
But so we were driving through West Virginia, like near Pleasant Point.
Okay.
And that's like a bunch of people always say that they see like the fucking Mothman is down there.
What is Mothman?
He's like an American cryptid. It's like folklore sort of monster thing.
Right.
Down in Pleasant Point, West Virginia, different parts of West Virginia.
Real demonic spirit that haunts people. Yep. Mm-hmm.
They're just like a fucking 6 foot half moth, half
entity thing.
man.
Yeah. Sick.
And we were at a diner, and he walked in and he sat down, and he was a very nice guy. And it kind of made me sick to my stomach just how people like treated him, like how the perception of Mothman
Mischaracterization
is, and just how people talk down about him, and like, oh, he'll jump on your car, and he'll, he even told me, he's like, I have these like half moth, half man, these like talons on my feet where my feet are supposed to be.
What would you do?
Like, I know that I look like a monster, but it's like I donate to charities.
To people that are out there that like...
I spend my time, helping the houseless people. He said houseless. He's very up to date on the politics and everything. He said he was voting for Kamala.
Did you ask him? Because I don't think anyone's confirmed prior, and it was kind of bigoted that we assumed. Is it Mothman? Did anyone...
So it is Mothman,
okay.
And that's actually thanks to the plentiful, trans healthcare that West Virginia offers.
Oh, okay.
No,
what a great state to get it, folks.
Yeah.
To anyone out there
I didn't actually meet Mothman, just so you know.
Well, no, you did, and I mean, to people out there that have a vicious perspective of Mothman, like, sit down, have a cup of coffee with him, right?
Well, he's going to walk into the diner.
Give him a chance.
You're going to look him up and down, and you're going to see it. So I know the moth eyes might throw you off, but really, then you start to see just how soulful he is. Just kind of and he's in a jazz band, and he plays a mean tenor sax, and it's like a lot of, you just don't know this shit
unless you talk to him.
Exactly.
People, man.
And like the same people that are fucking talking on Mothman are the same fucking idiots that think Sasquatch is real. So
dang it, you changed how you pronounce it, dude. I dang it, I shouldn't have said anything.
I tricked you, dude.
Bastard. Sasquatch. The squooching. I think I would love it if there was a Bigfoot out
so
there
if you want, but we could go squatching, if you want. Like, we'll spend a couple of days out there, bring 14 ounces of shrooms.
That's too many. You want to, like, get enough to meet him.
Do you know how fucking big the Sasquatch is?
You don't want to fight him, dude. You want to meet him, but not fight him.
You don't want to fight. That's why you give him a bunch of shrooms and you fucking start tripping with him.
I see.
He's not going to have the same fucking demure qualities of, like, walking into a diner and just being cordial with you. Like,
God,
he's like
Mothman's so cool, dude.
I mean, this isn't the Mothman pod. We just can't just sit here and talk about Mothman all day and all night.
You're talking about him, dude. I'm sorry.
I know. But I can talk about, I went to buy a shrimp boat the other day.
A shrimp boat?
Yeah.
Here in Colorado, I hear that's a good industry.
Well, the shrimping is good, but I don't know if it was in Colorado. It was in Cuba. So, and I don't know if you know this about Cuban shrimp, but they're brick shaped. Yeah. And I didn't so much buy a shrimp boat as I was trafficked into being a drug mule for the cartel.
Is the money good?
Shrimping ain't easy. That's
pimping isn't either.
No. Shrimping ain't easy.
You have some holiday jokes that you can tell us?
I do, yeah.
I love your style.
Let's get me off this.
Clearly, he's very satirical and fun, folks, and you're a smart audience. You've figured that out by now.
So I wrote some holiday jokes because and I was like, I'm always going to be doing stuff on the holidays. All my comedian friends are not even going to be at the mics. They're going to be with their family anyway. So I'm not going to have a place to do this. So here we go. Let me get to them.
Well, first of all, just because you do them here doesn't mean you can't do them again, because no one watches the show. So
maybe another, we'll see. Up on the rooftop, old Saint Nick, I'm trying to suck that fucking dick. And that's because I think Santa will give me better presents if I sucked him off.
It's true.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen. Those are just a few of the reindeer that Santa's load got on after I sucked him off. Everybody knows Santa can fit down a chimney, but can his fat cock fit down my throat? No, okay, sorry. I just want to have sex with Santa Claus. Do you think train conductors are bad boys all year because it's cheaper to fuel locomotives that way?
Let's see, that's a keeper. Put a star next to that one.
This year, Christmas and the beginning of Hanukkah are on the same day. So logically, we should see if one baby Jesus can feed us for 8 days. And I'm guessing no, because babies are very small. But it's like the miracle of the oil.
Right. Maybe they bring out the baby and sell it to the DNC. They can get 8 days of profits out of it. I don't know.
8 days of adrenochrome.
There it is.
No, if you've been bad this year, you better be careful, because Krampus will break into your house and beat you with a switch. And I know I've been bad this year because I've been breaking into people's houses and beating them off. So, I know you're not supposed to look at presents before Christmas, but I took a peek. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting socks. How do I tell them that there's only one of them, though, and it's way too big? It's like a stocking.
Yeah. That's funny. I do like that.
So those are my Christmas jokes, everybody.
I like the... dude, can you do that one again? That's really good. I like the middle one.
Which?
The one that you did after the...
You think train conductors are bad boys all year?
Yeah, that one.
Because it's cheaper to fuel the locomotives that way?
God, that's funny, dude. That's just funny.
Thank you. No, that one might break containment and go into the regular cycle of jokes.
That one you honestly could do year round. There's no reason you can't do that joke in July.
Only in America. Maybe.
Dude, hopefully they don't learn to code. Those locomotive drivers.
The elves, Santa's elves? Hopefully they don't revolt and unionize.
Dude, I'm surprised they won't. What is stopping them, do you think?
Those guys are little...
Not enough marks being circulated among the community?
Not enough, they don't have like their own Woodstock, And that's really what's holding them back. There's no like free elf free love movement.
Elf free love, dude. Can you imagine it?
Where they're just, elf on elf on elf,
on a shelf,
on the shelf, on the couch, dude, on the kitchen counter,
crazy. They're gonna
in
be
the bathroom, upstairs, downstairs, in the attic. Oh
man, Santa's gonna have a problem cleaning that up.
You got any other questions for me? Dude, I keep riffing, and that's just not,
So, did you grow up here in Colorado?
Yes, I grew up in a little bit in Englewood, and then the rest of my life in Aurora. So
nice.
Never Denver though.
Do you like Colorado?
Yeah, it's fine. It used to be really cool. I'm 24 years old, and I got to see it change. I got to see 1 million more people come here over the past 14 years of my life. It's ridiculous.
So you're pro wall then?
We legalized weed, but now weed is legal everywhere. So fucking
get them out.
I don't want to be I lived in a shitty house growing up with my grandparents and with my family, and in 20...
Wait, why shitty? No indoor plumbing or?
Oh, I just mean still asbestos tile, fucking horrible water pressure, things falling apart.
It was a bad poop joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, it would have been... To rebuild the stuff in that house, it would have been
it's a full tear
at
down
least $260,000.
So full tear down type of deal. Yeah, that's tough.
They bought it in 1980 something, or late 1970 for I want to say $69,000, $70,000, because the neighborhood was not good. There weren't any really good schools nearby or anything. It's kind of in a food desert. It was not a very good neighborhood. And in 2019 maybe, they were able to sell that house for like fucking $580,000 or something, which is like the most wealth that my family will ever have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so they like got a nice house.
So you're pro capitalism and pro concrete then?
No, dude. I really like. I wish I could have just stayed in that house. I know it needed work, but like I wish there was no need to sell that house, and I wish it would have been cheaper to like rebuild it or like do something to it. Because driving by where I grew up now, there's just like a fucking McMansion in the middle of the street. Like they tore that house down and put up a monstrosity. So
that's sad.
It's a
all the characters gone.
It's very sad. It's very, very. It brings my spirits down when I drive by it, so I don't drive by it often. But it's like I don't have the place that I grew up in, because the other place that I grew up in is just like a government-made townhome. So it's like I really don't give a shit about that. That place was fucking horrible. But like the 6 years of my life that I spent living with my grandparents and my aunt, my mom, whatever, in that fucking house was awesome.
Lots of good memories there. Dude, there should be like eminent domain for citizens where you go like, no, this is my firstborn house. So I get first right to buy the whatever.
Yeah, I should have kept some of that asbestos tile to chew on.
And they give you an FHA loan so you can go get the loan for that first house.
I specifically grew up in that, like in the room with the asbestos tile. So like, that's really good. So I'll live a very long, healthy life, you know?
Well, it's all hopeful here. Very positive vibes here today.
I'm an optimist. Optimist prime.
You're a transformer?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be the sickest thing to be.
Yeah, I'm trans.
I think that the samsara cycle is missing that. Like, you know, when you like start elevating through consciousness, where's the transformer stage? I want to become part of the intergalactic battle.
Well, if I was a transformer, I would want to be... Well, I would want to be like one of the, you know, like the beast ones.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like a big, yeah.
I would be like a cool, like a spider. I'm going back to the spider motif. Man, I love spiders.
Do you have like a particular type of spider that you like more than others? Is there one that really tickles your fancy?
One of the cool... Well, so I own tarantulas, and...
you look like it.
They're not actually spiders.
I hope that's not a dig, but you
No, yeah, that's fine. There's...
Don't release them on the public,
Araneomorphs and some other word that I don't remember. And it's like
different types of
tarantulas. Their jaws work like that.
Okay.
Whereas like a true spider's jaws work like that, kind of.
Which way the pincers are going?
Yeah,
kind of?
And
is that the right term? Pincers or not?
like mandibles. Like
okay.
The chelicerae, I think, is the I don't know how to pronounce it. I read it a lot. I know a little bit about tarantulas, but the Poecilotheria rufilata, which is like maybe that's the Indian ornamental tarantula.
Okay.
I don't remember the layman name for it, but
scientific terms only, folks.
Man, that thing is fucking beautiful.
Do you have one or no?
Jamie, pull up a photo.
Yeah, I wish we had production. I can hear. What's it called? How do I type this? I'll give it a go.
Poecilotheria, Poeci.
I got it.
Rufilata.
Not Metallica?
Not Metallica. That one's kind of cool.
Totally overplayed, dude.
It is overplayed.
What is the other one called?
Rufilata.
I see it right here. Way better. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that thing is fucking so pretty, ain't it?
Wow.
That's it's very ornamental. Very beautiful little tarantula. If anybody's thinking about getting into owning a tarantula, avicularia, very easy species of tarantula to care for. They just hang out. All tarantulas just hang out, basically, and don't do anything. They're like pet rocks. I get very depressed, so it's a very, very good pet to have. You only have to feed a tarantula like once a week.
Really? What do they eat?
Crickets usually, like mealworms, superworms, hornworms occasionally.
Do you do tarantula content?
No, I don't.
I feel like that's...
No, I would never. I don't like doing content.
Oh, okay. I feel like there could be some fun voice stuff you could do with that. No.
I get maybe that's true. I just like I would love to do,
maybe bad for me to use that term. I didn't mean it in that kind of a way.
No. I never want to be considered a content creator. Wow. If that makes sense.
That's fair.
I only ever want to be an artist. And there's nothing against content creators, and I'm not saying content creators aren't artists, but I don't want to be like I don't want to make content, YouTube videos. I want to make like stuff. I want to make like TV shows that I have to put on YouTube because of the time that I live in. That makes no sense.
That's kind of what this is, I guess. It's like a radio show that would be on. That's a YouTube
you know what
show.
I mean? It's like I live sort of an anachronistic lifestyle in how I like.
Dude, I got a blank book. I totally understand. I'm a gonzo capitalist. I like to be close enough to the capitalism to understand the capitalism within the capitalist scheme to show you how fucked up the capitalism is.
Oh, I can't do capitalism. It scares me, dude. I do love Magic the Gathering, though. Oh. And I love buying those little cardboard fucking cards. I love those little pieces of paper.
Are you a collector of those?
Yeah, that's where all my money is. That, musical instruments, art supplies.
Nice.
My computer.
I don't know if you said this earlier, but your desire to make a comedy Christmas album. I started working on this a while back, like maybe 2 Christmases ago. The USGCCC, U.S. Government Christmas Collusion Collection. And it's just like Christmas songs reworked in comedic ways, like Up on the Rooftop, SEAL Team 6.
That's pretty funny.
Kamala Harris can do All I Want for Christmas, and all she wants is other black people in jail. You know, like you can have some fun with it. You can have like a Kanye feature that you like, dub, and he does the banking, like.
All right now.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember all of them offhand, but
it's okay. Let's not get anti-Semitic here.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not Ye. Just saying, he would want to hop in on that song, would he not?
Maybe. Well, he used to make really good music,
dude, what happened? He fell off.
Well, a lot of people are saying he said a lot of the stuff to get out of some certain brand deals, but like at the same time,
he fell off. The music fell off before that. The Pursuit of God is when.
Yeah. He started making the weird religious stuff, but some of that is even still a kind of a banger. The production on it just goes really crazy. As somebody who produces music,
well, he's one of the goated with that. Right?
It really is like impressive to listen to sometimes. But then he just like is crazy now and can't even. His songs.
What do you
just
think
aren't
about
good.
his whole like thing about he keeps saying about like the doctors and people are taking people with artistic minds are being taken advantage by these doctors that put them on pills that get them off the rails, like in Hollywood.
I mean, I think
that seems totally plausible to me, having been in mental health services for a lot of my life and how much they push pills. It seems like if they had powerful people under control of the labels and money, it seems like that would be easily injected into that equation.
I'm obviously not like a famous person with any influence, but like I have been able to just say no to like being prescribed medication for my like issues. I have a lot of, I'm depression and deal with like a lot of things like that, OCD, autism, and like, obviously there's not like a pill you can take for autism, but like, depression, I've done a lot of different stuff, taken a lot of different pills. And like, I feel like you have enough autonomy to say no. And, like if you're going to use like an example, like you use like maybe Michael Jackson as an example of like somebody getting addicted to pills like, because of like what the doctors are prescribing. But it's also like that guy had so many fucking problems anyway. Like you're talking about people who are like they're almost famous forever.
Almost compound
Those people
cases.
I would never consider that like not that I consider them like outside the realm of humanity, but it's like really like they're different people. Like if you're somebody who's been in the spotlight your whole life, you're not really like a regular human being. Like if you're fucking Jaden Smith, you're completely different than like even if you're like we're a different class, different religion, different race, different sexuality or something, we'd be able to like relate on a level that like somebody who's been famous forever cannot. And I'm not trying to take away any of their humanity. There's things you can do to like be a regular kind of person, but
I mean, MJ rented out a grocery store so he could try to pretend to be a person to feel like it was like to be a person to go shopping.
Yeah, and
so
that's
like
not,
there's an example.
That's like the exact, you're proving your point that you can't
bingo.
be a regular person.
Bingo.
And like, even with like, no matter how real of a conversation I could have with Jaden Smith, I've never been able to like own my own record label basically because of the wealth and power of my parents. I've never been able to just like immediately have an album that's produced out the ass. Like, and that may sound like me being bitter or whatever, but it's just like, not everybody should fucking be making music. Not everybody, like there's a that sort of like meme or like joke where it's like people are like, oh, now everybody's a SoundCloud rapper, and it's like, you know, not everybody should be making music. And it's like, well, everybody who is making that music, who is making that shitty music, is still getting treated as if they're making bad music. It's not just they're not famous immediately because they were able to make music, you know. Just because the barrier of entry is lower now doesn't mean that the barrier of entry to like making money from it or having a career off of it or having recognition from it is any lower. Just the making music part. And a lot of people conflate the two and get confused along the way, and that's where I have a problem with like nepotism and stuff like that. Is just like, you didn't have to try, so it's like even if it's something good, it really does come from something evil, you know. And I mean, maybe I don't know, but there's examples of like bands that I enjoy, like Stone Temple Pilots, who like renowned fucking industry plant, Stone Temple Pilots, and they made some good songs, but it's like all those bands make songs that are good, and they're made in a lab, so it's like, even though I like them, they're fucking concocted for me to like it. I enjoyed, like, I don't know, Kurt Cobain, Daniel Johnston, like those are two very famous underground people, but like, I enjoy that kind of artfulness, and that's always something that they're going to lack. And I guess that's what I connect humanity to. Yeah. Is like how, I don't know, just how much you care about like art. And that's going to sound really condescending and pretentious of me, but like, fuck it. Yeah. If you don't understand art, I'm not going to be your friend. Like, it's as simple as that.
Art people only, fools. If you ain't into the art, you ain't into him.
And if you think that I'm just talking about paintings, you know, or whatever, like if somebody hears that, like, then obviously you don't understand what art is, you know. But that's enough of me being pretentious.
Doing a long form podcast in the dark for 3 years. Art.
That's artful. That's true cult podcasting.
It is. Facts.
Is that a cattle prod? Have I said something out of line?
Absolutely not, sir. This has been an absolute fun hang. I hope you will come back whenever you like. Perhaps bring a friend.
Absolutely.
You're the man. Where can the people check you out? Well, actually, wait, hang on. Before we get to that, have you heard of England?
Like the country?
The defunct nation, yes.
Yeah.
The once hegemonic superpower. Mm-hmm. Fall from grace.
They got pretty good fish and chips.
That's what I hear. They have this silly little thing over there called knighting. You've heard of this?
Yes.
Well, here at Top Shelf Studios, after a long form conversation, I'm doing the hiding.
The hiding?
Because all my life, people have been like, hey, can I get a couple inches? How's the weather up there? And stuff like this to me because of this large form that I operated under. And this vehicle that I drive daily. This meat suit. Now I've got this frontal lobe. I realize, I'm just driving a vehicle daily. And so is everybody else.
Yeah.
But I realized that we kind of judge each other on these vehicles. We're driving more than pretty much everything else. That's not right. So after long form conversation, I'm pleased to give you your heart height and get you heighted. How tall do you stand physically, sir?
5'11" and a half.
Remember, folks, honesty buys an extra inch. Nate Malouf, I heart height thee 6'5".
Whoa.
Tall heart. Hopefully not too tall to cause problems, but You're going to be out there carrying and impacting the world with that heart.
No, I'll be, my heart grew 3 sizes this day.
Maybe that's the name of the app. If I'll come up with something better, but if that's my backup plan, my heart grew 3 sizes this day. Where can the people check you out?
I have an Instagram. It's suffering.malouf, Malouf. I make music. You find that on your own.
No, please. Where can we find the music?
Well, you can find it on any platform under my name, Nathaniel J. Malouf, Nathaniel J. Malouf, or Neil Slugs, Neal Slugz.
Is that one word?
No, 2 words.
Okay. Neil Slugs.
And there's SoundClouds too.
Cool.
Wingate the Fool and WVRM Worm Wingate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of pseudonyms.
I like that, dude.
Because I like to hide my face from the world.
I put my fucking name on my product, on my art. That's true art. A lot of people put blank books out under fake names and pseudonyms. Not me, Nate.
That's a good.
Not this guy.
That's a good Biden.
Here, no, here's what I've been trying to think of recently. I have no idea how to make this work on stage. Maybe help me. But it's been making me giggle thinking about Trump meeting with Z, being like, President Z, you've been swiping from the United States for far too long. Z, meet Swiper. Swiper, meet Z. Oh, that's Boots. Dora is standing back and standing by. Oh, that's Backpack. Wow, what a big bag. Almost certainly a map in there. It's just like fucking, it makes me giggle thinking about Trump talking about Dora characters to the president of China.
I'll never kind of
make it workable on stage, but it's just making me giggle.
What if he was talking about all his little friends, all of Winnie the Pooh's little friends? That's what they call Xi Jinping.
That's right.
Is Winnie the Pooh.
People got thrown in jail over that.
Yeah.
Executed,
I have said that now online, and my social credit score is going down the drain. But that's okay. I won't be going to Chongqing anytime soon. I would love to, though. It's the one place I would love to visit in China. Chongqing. And
why is that? Is there a reason?
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's like 40 floor. Like the main floor of the city is like the 24th floor, and like the train. Like, just look up some videos of Chongqing, China. Chongqing. I'm pretty sure. It is incredible. You know, like infrastructure wise, honestly, I don't like, there's a lot of issues that China's facing right now with like ghost cities and like the dreg construction and all that sort of stuff. But like Chongqing is a very beautiful place that is built just like a sci-fi novel, not to like alienate their civilization or like their culture or anything, but like it really is just so different than what you're used to. Just look up some videos of it sometime. Man, wow. The train just goes up and is like 60 stories fucking up for no reason. Like, whoa. You're walking around on this like huge long platform, and then you look over the side and it's like 20 stories down, and there's the road down there, and like, whoa, it's all stairs going up everywhere. Oh, ridiculous. It looks like Hogwarts or something,
I'll have to check it out, dude. I'm not educated about these awesome Chinese cities.
Yeah.
Because they don't let me go there.
Well, you're not
allowed.
Like
freedom, dude.
Not allowed in China.
I like freedom, dude. Too much.
I hate it. I hate freedom. Yeah. Less freedom for people. More freedom for me.
There it is. That is a leftist. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a leftist for you folks. Less freedom for you, more freedom for me. I'm surprised they didn't sweep the election. Come on, Americans, get across this message.
Come on.
All jokes aside, dude, you're fucking hilarious. Go see him do stand-up. Go follow him. Support him. I hope you come back, dude. You start your own podcast, dude.
Sure, man.
Do it, dude.
I'll keep hitting this mic.
Please do. Please come back and hit this mic with me whenever you like. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe fuck off and be well.